Hello, my name is Regina Kendi. Welcome back to Treasures Unspoken, a brand that provides psychosocial support to pregnancy loss victims and creates awareness to the society. I am very privileged to be your host today in this very interesting episode. I call it interesting because we have a very special guest. Now, if you have subscribed and you have been watching, I know you have met Gloria and you've heard her journey through pregnancy loss, the grieving, the processing, and even closure, and all the tips that she has given us throughout the journey. Now, today we have a very special person. For the very first time, we have Gloria's husband, Hilary. So I will let him introduce himself and say hello.
Thank you so much, Regina. My name is Hilary Nyanje, a husband to Gloria, a father of two beautiful sleeping angels.
Thank you very much, Hilary. We are very happy and honored to have you here today. When I think of pregnancy loss, I think of the mother because when a woman goes through pregnancy loss, friends call her, they send messages, but normally we forget about the father or the husband. Yet, even them, they go through the same pregnancy loss. So, when they were pregnant, this man, I believe, was also having dreams of how they will play with the child, how they will go out and have fun. And then one day, all these dreams are shattered. So that's why we have Hilary here today so that he can help us understand what actually men go through during pregnancy loss. So Hilary, tell us, how has it been for you? How has the journey been, knowing that you have lost two babies, as you said? How was that journey for you and the grieving, as a father? Maybe you can tell us about your first baby.
Okay, thank you so much, Regina. And it was not easy. For example, as you have said, we have lost two beautiful angels. They are with the Lord. And what I can say is that it has not been easy, or it was not easy as a husband, or also on to my other side as to my wife. It was not easy. Our watoto, for example, Ziel alikuwa mtoto ambaye alikuwa mtoto ambaye tulikuwa tumempenda, tulikuwa tunamtarajia katika yale matarajio kwamba atakuwa mtoto ambaye atamtukuza Mungu, atakuwa mtoto ambaye tutamlea katika in the ways of God. And I remember that when we heard this news that we have Ziel, we were so happy as parents, and especially me, because nilikuwa ninatarajia kuitwa nao baba for the first time. And hiyo story haikukuwa rahisi baada ya sisi kumpoteza ambaye tulikuwa tunampenda zaidi, ambaye ilikuwa ni Ziel. Ziel alikuwa mtoto ambaye kila wakati, in fact, alikuwa kwa tumbo mama yake, angecheza na sisi. When you could feel, you could touch the stomach of the mother, angecheza na wewe. So alikuwa mtoto ambaye tulikuwa tumemtarajia, especially to me, and I know the mother also alikuwa na hiyo zili ya kumuona zaidi na zaidi. And katika ile hali umesema kwamba jinsi tulivyompoteza haikuwa ni rahisi, na ninajua kwamba ilituuma na ilikuwa ni uchungu zaidi. Nakumbuka ilikuwa kwamba hiyo siku ilikuwa siku ambayo mama yake alikuwa ametoka shuleni na alikuwa amekuja nyumbani na akawa ametengeneza chakula cha jioni, na katika ile hali tukaona ni kana kwamba after kutengeneza chakula jioni tumekula, tuende tufanye nini, tuende tupumzike. But that the day that we as the Hilarys tulifika na point that ilibidi tumpoteze Ziel wetu.
Pole sana. We are very sorry. Just taking you back a bit, I really remember that because even us as friends, we really celebrated the baby and the fact that both of you had conceived. Of course, because ni mtoto ambaye tulikuwa tumemwombea, even as your friends. So at any point uliwahi kaa mkafikiria ya kwamba you could ever experience pregnancy loss or miscarriage?
Asante sana. Kusema kweli hiyo kitu hakikuwa kwa mawazo yetu, because tulijua ni kana kwamba hata tulikuwa tunaona some other friends of ours ambao walikuwa wamebarikiwa, ungeona tu kwamba wamepata mimba vizuri, wamefanikiwa katika ile process ya kubeba hiyo pregnancy to full term. But to us hiyo kitu haikikuwa katika mawazo yetu. Hata katika tulipokuwa katika premarital plans tulikuwa nikona kwamba such like a thing could not have happened unto us, because we knew that surely this is the doing of the Lord, and tulikuwa tunajua kwamba tutakapata huyo mtoto na atakuwa ni baraka katika maisha yetu.
I can imagine. So it's not something that ever crossed your mind.
Yeah.
And now it has reached a point, umeenda hospitali na daktari amesema unfortunately, the baby will not make it. What came into your mind as Hilary, knowing ya kwamba haukuwa umefikiria at any given point that you could be faced with such a circumstance? What was the first reaction? How did you feel? Just tell us, how was just generally that feeling?
Haikuwa rahisi, ndio nimesema kwamba ilini hit that in fact the daktari atuambia kwamba mtoto nao anangojea kuaga. Haikuwa jambo rahisi kwangu, especially I remember nilishikwa na hali ya kwamba niliisha immediately, na nikaona kana kwamba things have turned upside down, because siku tunatarajia kitu kama hicho. Sisi ilikuwa tu kwamba okay, mtoto tunajua kwamba ataishi, because tulikuwa tunajua kwamba such like things may happen, but at the end it will come to at a place that things will be okay, and the baby atakuwa na kwa katumbo ya mama yake na atazidi kukua, na kisha baadaye tutamleta in this world through the help of God.
Yeah. So how did you pale daktari amesema, and then your wife has been induced, and at that point of course she's in pain, and now there is really no otherwise. The baby was going to pass, of course, now, because the doctor said there was no otherwise. How did you receive those news, and how did you gather the strength to actually support your wife at that point? Umesema ulisikia umeisha nguvu, because sisi kitu ambayo ulikuwa unatarajia, lakini sasa this is what it is, and your wife is there, she's going through pain. How did you manage to remain strong na still ukaweza kusupport your wife during that process?
Wow, asante sana. I think kwangu mimi ilifika ta point nikasema kwamba now this is the time that I have to stand with my wife, na make sure that at least ako sawa in that way, that hata kama kuna mambo ambayo anaenda kuyapitia kwa hiyo process, because nilijua kwamba haitakuwa ni rahisi, because hiyo process ya kumwekea everything na make sure that mtoto ametolewa, so that awe katika ile hali ambayo kwangu mimi ilikuwa ni chungu zaidi, because the way nilikuwa namuona akifeel katika hiyo ward tulikuwa tumeenda, alikuwa mtu ambaye alikuwa na machungu, na alikuwa ana feel that pain on you that you could not even tell, because angekuita, angefanya everything, but I could feel her by the way, because I knew that what she was going through, it was not something easy at all, and ninamshukuru kwa kuwa alikuwa mwanamke ambaye alikuwa, my wife was a person that alikuwa na ile zeal, na alikuwa na ile encouragement kwamba despite of everything, things will be okay.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. And we celebrate you, because Gloria herself mentioned that you were very supportive during that period. So we celebrate you for standing with her, in spite of the fact that you are also going through the pain. You're also going through, trying to understand everything that's happening. So thank you for just, being there and standing with her. now getting the second baby, and for the 25 weeks that the baby was with you, how was that experience as a father?
Ilikuwa furaha kubwa sana mimi kama baba, and nilihisi nikana kwamba Mungu again ametukumbuka, na katika ile hali tulikuwa katika na huyo Chavie ambaye sasa ni second born. Alikuwa mtu ambaye alikuwa mchangamfu zaidi, angecheza na sisi, tungemfeel katika ile hali ya kwamba hata kama ungekuwa unafanya jambo fulani angeonekana. So alikuwa mtoto mchangamfu zaidi, na nilifurahia zaidi because nilijua kwamba naye Mwenyezi Mungu ametukumbuka tena na tena.
Yeah, I can imagine it must have been really nice, especially because by then alikuwa ana kick.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel the kicks of the baby?
Yeah, I could feel the kicks of the baby because sometimes the mother angeniita ananiambia kuja feel the kicks, na once nimeekelea mkono angeruka hata kama angekuwa amejificha. Once nimemwekelea mkono kwa tumbo ya mama yake, ningemfeel ndio huyo anaonekana.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing with us that. Now to the other part. So you have been playing with this baby, bond, she's become part of the family. Now mkona all those dreams, and then something just happens. Now tell us, how was the journey now starting to where issues started coming up to the loss of the baby? How was that journey for you?
Well, it was one evening ambapo my wife I feel some pain, na ikaonekana kwamba itabidi tumkimbishe hospitalini. And I remember that day tulienda hospitalini na tukaambiwa kwamba mtu ambaye anafaa kuangalia the way the nini yake iko kwa tumbo hakuwa. So tukaambiwa, tukapewa madawa fulani, tukaambiwa turudi kwa nyumba, alafu the following day tufanye turudi. Sasa vile tuliporudi katika the same hospital the following day, tukaangaliwa tumbo, akapigwa x-ray, scan, kila kitu. Wakasema nikana kwamba mtoto amefunguka katika hospitali na kwa 3 centimeters. So wakatuambia kwamba tuende katika hospitali fulani ambapo sasa tutaangaliwa, na hapo hata wanaweza take care of the baby, because walikuwa wamesema hao wanaweza tusaidia vizuri. So katika ile hali tulifika kule na wakatuambia mtoto by the way ako tu sawa, na hamna shida yoyote, nyinyi mrudi tu kwa nyumba. So also again we went back kwa nyumba na tukalala, lakini sasa vituko ilianza hiyo usiku. Nakumbuka kwamba baada ya kutengeneza kitu, in fact my wife hata usiku hakuwa amekula, na cause alikuwa na feel some pain. I remember alienda na akatulia, tulikuwa tumetengeneza something hapo, lakini alikataa kukula, na ikaonekana kwamba yeye analala. So katika ile hali ya kulala ikafika kitu kama saa 3 hivi, na akaanza kufeel some pains. So nikamwambia kuna madawa fulani tulipewa, so can we take this medicine said, nikampatia, but nini ilizidi kukua, hali yake ilizidi kukua mbaya, kwa sababu alikuwa anasikia uchungu, na ilifika asubuhi nikamwambia hapana, hapa hatuwezi tukafanya, hatuwezi tukakuwa katika hii situation for long. So ikabidi tuende hospitali fulani. Sio sasa kama ile tulikuwa tumerifaiwa, tulienda tuliuliza one of the doctors, akatuambia you can go to another hospital ambaye aliturefer, akatuambia that one can be a good one. So tulifika kule, mambo ikawa ni kwamba ni hivyo, na katika ile process yote mtoto alizaliwa, lakini hapo ndipo tulimpoteza child wetu.
Pole sana. Really sorry about that. So all this time umekuwa ukimpeleka hospitali, mkapima, mnaambiwa rudini, kila kitu iko sawa. Up until that time ninaona ya kwamba you have been assured that hata kama amefunguka, because now I understand that pain was labor, hata kama amefunguka and she's laboring, amjambiwa mahali popote there is so much danger, there was hope. What was going through your mind now that you had already lost the first child,
Okay.
nini ilikuwa inapita kwa akili yako? Ulikuwa unaona ni kama kwamba mtampoteza, ama you had hope that this baby will survive because alikuwa mkubwa, huyu labda hata angezaliwa labda angewekwa incubator and what was in your mind as Hillary at that point?
Okay, hiyo time tulipoambiwa kwamba tuliporudi kwa hiyo hospitali ambayo tuliambiwa kwamba mtoto ako sawa, tuliona kana kwamba mtoto wetu atasurvive because hata tukirudi nyumbani tulisema kwamba ile hospitali nyingine ilitudanganya. Sasa hapo tunaambiwa umefunga, uko tu sawa. So in our minds ilikuwa kwamba now, wow, again we will continue counting these weeks tukijua kwamba as they approach they are still zikiendelea the way Chavie atakuzidi kukua katika tumbo la mama yake. Na I was very happy because nilijua kwamba huyu mtoto hatutampoteza vile tulipoteza ile mwingine, because ile mwingine tulipoteza kaiwa na wiki 17, lakini sasa ile kama ifika wiki 25 tulijua kana kwamba mambo itakuwa iko sawa.
Okay, so you were full of hope even at that point.
Yes.
So now how was it for you? How did it feel now? Because I know Chavie was born alive.
Yes.
Were you there when she was born, and how did you, because you know she was born alive, so that whole process of losing her, you can maybe tell us how it was for you. Yeah.
Okay. Chavie alizaliwa akiwa hai, na I remember mkianza kuniambia hivyo, lakini baadaye yeye alikuwa kwa hiyo ward kwa sikuruhusiwa kuingia because ilikuwa wakati wa corona. Sasa ikawa kwamba mimi nilibaki hapo kwa reception, nikaambiwa kwamba wewe wacha wa madaktari wamhudumie, tutakuita baadaye. So kidogo hivi nikaona daktari wakaniita kwa room yao, wakaniambia kwamba tumejaribu jinsi tuwezavyo, lakini mtoto lungs zake hazikuwa zimekomaa, zilikuwa bado ziko chini. Akatuambia kwamba ikiwa kama alikuwa amefikisha wiki 28 wangejaribu kumtoa mweke kwa incubator na wangemdunga sindano ambapo lungs zake zingezidi kugrow na angekuwa kwa sawa.
Okay. So as a dad again, here is another loss.
Yeah.
Tell us how was just that whole process again, and supporting the mom who is of course she's been laboring, the pain, all those nights, I think there were 2 nights, and finally even after all that, baby born alive, and eventually you've lost her. How was it for you, and also just supporting her in that whole process that day?
First of all, I felt bad. I felt like again like, wow, again tumempoteza ambaye tulikuwa tunatarajia also again kama yani angikosa kama pila naona ule wa kwanza. So kwangu mimi iliniuma, na ingawaje nilikuwa na machungu, ilibidi niwe pale kwa sababu tuna mama yake, because mama yake ilikuwa alikuwa chini, because hiyo time alikuwa anaonekana kama ako strong, lakini in reality hakuwa ako vile strong, because baadaye ndio mambo ilikuja kufanya nini, ikaonekana kwamba hakuwa ile sana katika ile hali ya kwamba alikuwa amejisimamisha strong zaidi. Lakini I can say that I had to be there, and I had to make sure that my wife, despite kwamba tumepoteza ule mtoto, lazima ninge make sure that ako strong na ako pale, si kwamba nianze kumlaumu nikana kwamba you are the cause or anything that imefanyika ni kwa sababu yake.
So thanks for sharing that. At that point, now the mother is in the hospital. So what are the kind of maybe support you had at that point? Umesema she wasn't very strong. What is some of the support that you gave her as a husband?
Okay, I remember tukua pale daktari akaniambia, nikamuuliza niwezaona mke wangu na nione mtoto wangu, akaniambia ni sawa, unaweza muona. So walimchukua wakanipeleka ndani, na nikapata pale mke wangu alikuwa ako pale, alikuwa amemaliza kuhudumiwa, and I just went there where she was, and I just told her, don't worry, it is well. So nikamwambia tunaweza ona mtoto, akaniambia ni sawa, so I just nilimkumbatia na nikamwambia kwamba it is well, na tumejua kwamba Mungu mambo yake makuu na hatuwezi kupingana naye.
Wow, wow, you must have been very strong, and I really commend you for that, because at that point I believe one of you needed to be strong for the other.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Hilary, for sharing the journey, the pregnancy loss journey, and how it has been for you as a father of your children and as a husband to Gloria. We are really learning a lot, and it's really good to hear your side of the story and how it has been for you. Now to the next question. The processing, how was it? Now, you've lost your first baby, and now you're back home. Life has to move on. You've lost your second baby. The second baby, of course, many people knew about it because, as I said, there was a baby bump, and all of us, we were always calling and asking, how is the baby doing? How are you people doing? The family knew about it. Now you're back home with your wife, and reality is settling in. How was it processing those two losses for you?
Wow, it was not easy. I remember that after the burial, we had to come back home where we were staying.
The burial, that is for the second baby.
For the second baby, yes. Okay. Yeah, to come back, and I remember it was not easy, especially to me, also to my wife, and I remember there's a time that we could just sit or tumekaa tu in a way that hatujitambui, tujijui who we are, or at a time that tunaona kana kwamba the world is now imetuzunguka. So I remember that a time that also sometimes we could put on music, sometimes we could hata ile hali ya kupray sometimes haikuweko vile sana, because now we are feeling that pain and ile hali ya kuprocess. Because I remember for me also, for myself, is that nilikuwa na ile machozi but hayakuwa yanatoka in a way that you're just crying inside. But I remember there's a time that I had to cry. Yeah, I had to cry that na nitoke tu yote, because nilifeel like this thing imekaa zaidi kwa moyo wangu, because I could feel something here in my heart that inaniambia kwamba now Hillary, why don't you remove this thing into your out of you? And I had to cry, and I remember when I was crying, I was with my wife, and we really cried a lot. Na I think somehow ilifanya tukahil kiasi.
Okay. I see. It must have been very difficult for you.
Yeah.
Now still at Chavie, again, as I said, family and everyone was involved. How was it, the whole process now of letting your community, the people, your friends, the people in your circle, the family, that this is what has happened? How was it now breaking those news and just letting everyone know? How was it for you?
Okay, I remember to my family, or to the side of my left side, tuliongea, and they were so supporting, walitushika mkono, and I don't remember tuongelesha mambo ambayo yangefanya kana kwamba to feel like it is this loss, you are losing babies because of what. So I think my family members, or from my wife's side, they were so supporting. And also I remember our friends, they really came out in a way that tuliona kana kwamba tuna marafiki walitushika mkono, wakatembea nasi katika ile hali, hata mambo na bills everywhere. I remember even the church yalisimama na sisi where we were fellowshipping, and we thank God for them so much, because asingelikuwa ni hao, also to God, because kama sio Mungu, hakika hii mambo haingekuwa ni rahisi zaidi vile tulikuwa tunadhani, kwa tunatarajia.
Wow. That's good to know. Honestly, I can imagine hiyo support ya familia if it wasn't there, ama labda wali take side na wakaanza kulaumu, kuwalaumu, maybe it would have been harder for you to process. Yeah, so just having a supportive team, family, friends, and as you said, church, must have been very important for you. All right, so we've talked about Chavie and how you processed it. Na umesema ulilia, mlikaa pamoja na mke wako, you know, crying was part of it, trying to put music and you know everything that you tried to do to process this whole thing. And for your first baby, now that hata hakuna watu wengi ambao walikuwa wanajua because you know she was a tiny baby then. How was it now again going back home na hamna mtoto na mlitoka nyumbani mkuwa mnatarajia na sasa mmerudi, how was it again processing that and coming into terms with the reality that ni mimi na mke wangu hatuna mtoto, and especially because she was the firstborn.
Firstborn. Ziel, by the way, it was not easy. I remember that when we were leaving the hospital, it was not easy. In fact, katika ile hali kwamba you see that especially to me that I was in the hali kwamba nishaambia some friends that now I'm going to be a dad in a certain way, so ilitumia kwamba nikatufanya kwamba kama Ziel kwamba we were heartbroken, especially me, that kwamba ilifaa or according to my thoughts that this child angekuwa kwa tumbo la mamake na azaliwe na baadaye akuje, but it happened in that other way. So to me it was so painful na iliniuma zaidi, but I knew there was another chance.
So for you, the hope that you know at least we got this baby and you know God could bless us with a second one helped you process better. But again, as you said, it was more painful because you know it's your first baby and you had all other hopes. All right. Thank you really for sharing that. Maybe now just to bring you to another question about closure. Now you've gone through 2 pregnancy losses, you have processed, you're back with your wife, but again as a person, we know how your wife you know found closure because she has shared with us in the previous videos. But for you now as a husband, as Hilary, as a dad, you know, to the angels, how did you find closure for Ziel? How did you find closure for Ziel?
Okay, for Ziel, the closure that I found from Ziel is kwamba alinifanya kana kwamba in a certain way that nilifeel that kuna ile kitu ambacho kilikuwa kimefunga na sasa kimefunguka. So nilifeel like there was something that at least baada ya kukaa hizo miaka zote niliona kana kwamba kuna kitu ambacho Mungu naye alikafanya amekireveal ndani yangu. So I just felt like wow, after waiting for that long, now this is the time, and I was so happy for Ziel.
Okay. So for Ziel, in as much as you grieved, you're saying that the fact that mlikuwa mmengoja for some time na sasa mmepata Ziel, ilikani kama it's a blessing that actually we can bear children. So for you, that alone, that assurance alone helped you like really stop grieving Ziel and know that you know you could get another.
I could get another one because now we knew that now things are okay.
You're okay now.
You're okay.
You're no longer worried about what if you never get children. That's good to know. Now for Chavie.
Oh, for Chavie also once again because tulikaa like another year and sasa bila sasa tulimpata once also again it was just like a now blessing us again unto us because we felt like now wow this we thought that something that had happened, but at the end when the results came once again we knew that this is now also the doing of the Lord, and we really thank the Lord for her, and we know that wherever she is, she's resting.
Yes. So are you still grieving Ziel, or have you found like closure that have you settled? Is your heart settled about Chavie, sorry, or are you still grieving her? Did you find a way to close on that and find peace in your heart, or are you still grieving?
Okay, I found my way of still, but I'm still whenever it triggers, I usually feel like I remember her, but I'm really trying the way I can. But also, they usually say that grieving takes time. So to me, I think I'm still grieving kidogo kidogo, but I know that with the time, the Lord will help me. And yeah, because she's a person that truly we knew that
Bonded.
she's going to be
Yeah.
born, but we thank God that all things work together for good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for being open about that. Maybe just to mention that your wife said partly how she found closure. Of course, I understand grief sometimes, as you said, there are triggers, there are things that make you again grieve. I remember she said that one of the things that helped her find closure is that burial. When you went home and you buried her, and she cried, and throwing that swell, it was the hardest, but at least she went home feeling we've put her to rest and sort of helped her through the healing process and finding closure and finding that peace.
Yes.
So can you say that maybe also for you that burial was in a way helping you find closure, or for you feel it was just one of those processes you needed to do and you still grieve?
Yes.
Ziel deep inside.
Yeah. I think particularly highly, I had to find that many processes. I have to process it fast in a way that I those things, maybe other things nilikuwa nazifanya in a way that because with this thing tunaifanya, let me just do it. But after that, that's the time that the reality came that wow, now Nani has gone, Charlie has gone. So what next? I thought that atakuwa hapa. So that's the thing that by the way what you have said that nilifeel hiyo kitu baadaye. So we feel before when tulikuwa tunambari because niliona tu kana kwamba it's like normal but to me it came a time that nikaona kwamba wow, sasa hii kitu ni kana kwamba ilikuwa ukweli in reality. Now we no longer have Charlie again, so nilifeel baadaye.
Okay. May the Lord give you peace. May you finally find peace and reach that point where when you remember Chavie, you remember the good memories and you're grateful for the time God gave you together.
Yes.
Even though you never saw each other eye to eye, but she could hear your voice and keep when you touched her, the mom's bump.
Yeah.
May that be the comfort, because I believe that is the point where grieving now stops becoming bitterness and pain. It now becomes the good memories
Yes.
that God allowed. May you find that peace. I've gone through loss before, so I know it's easy said than done. But as you've said, because you haven't fully found closure, I really hope and pray that you will. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. We are really excited. As a person, I'm excited because I'm learning a lot, things that we don't hear on a daily basis, and so there's a lot to learn. So thank you. Now I would like us, as we finish, that you tell us, you advise, you look at that camera and speak to the people who are going through pregnancy loss, and especially the men. What word do you have for them, as they support their wives and even themselves as they go through that pregnancy loss? And maybe finally you can also tell the society, give them a tip or two on how to support men during pregnancy loss so that men are not forgotten. Yeah.
Thank you so much. What I can say is that to men and those who are going through loss, you know that loss is not something that just a woman or a wife can just go alone onto it. I can tell you that ni vizuri tu kama kwamba tutawapatia wanawake zetu ile hali ya kuonekana kana kwamba wanajiweza na ile hali kwamba they can do it despite all that has happened. So to all men who are up there, please give a support to your wife. Be encouraging to her. Always remember that when you lose a baby, when you lose a child, you know that you are the one who have lost that child. Sio only a lady only peke yake. So support ni muhimu sana kwa our wives, and I tell also to the society that it is not good to just to start now kusema kwamba now because that family has lost this child or what and what, there's something that they are going through, or kuna kitu ama kama ni sacrifice or something of that. I can tell the side that let us tuwashike mkono hawa watoto wetu, na in a way that in such that like a way watakuwa katika ile hali ya kujua kwamba wanapendwa na tunawajali in this life that we are living in. So I can just say that let us always be loving to each other, and the care that we give to those who have lost their babies, or those who are going through loss, it is something which is very important, because from that depression itaisha, from that stress haitakuweko, na from that tutaonekana kama kwamba sisi ni wale watu ambao tunamjua Mungu, na in a way that we can do these things, and our family or or anything that we want, or whatever we can do in whatever we are doing, it can be something sane, or it can be an example to other people. And may the Lord bless us, and may He keep us safe. Amen.
Thank you very much, Hilary, for the parting shots. And to you, viewer, thank you so much for keeping it tuned. We are happy that you've been here with us throughout. I hope you've learned something from Hilary, from his story, and all the tips that he's given us. So please, if you have not watched the other videos, go back and watch them and get something to learn, so that we can support all those that are going through pregnancy loss, and learn as a society how we are supposed to support the dear ones, and all the tips that Gloria has been providing us with. So for now, it's a bye-bye.